She booked a normal, ordinary flight, a window seat, a paperback, a coffee cup. 30 minutes after takeoff, the captain's voice cut off mid-sentence. The cabin went quiet. Something inside the cockpit had gone very wrong. What happened next would test one passenger, one co-pilot, and the whole plane, and show how ordinary people can become heroes in a single moment. Her name was Emily. We'll call her Emily Ross, a quiet woman in her late 40s, traveling home to Oregon after visiting her father. She looked like any other traveler: jeans, a worn jacket, a paperback novel tucked in her bag. But Emily carried life experience she had mostly kept to herself. 2 decades earlier, she had flown for the Air National Guard. Small aircraft, training, tactics. She hadn't told anyone on the plane. Today, she was just a passenger. The flight was routine, a domestic hop between cities, a little turbulence. The usual food cart rolled down the aisle. People scrolled their phones. A child giggled. A man in a business suit dozed. No one expected anything unusual. About 40 minutes into the flight, the calm changed. The intercom crackled. The captain's voice, abrupt and then gone. The co-pilot called out, "Captain? Captain, respond." Static. Then a thud from inside the cockpit. A flight attendant ran forward and came back white-faced. Both pilots were slumped. One was unresponsive. The co-pilot was alive, but disoriented. A hush fell over the cabin. That hush is the kind that makes your throat tight, because in it, you suddenly understand how fragile everything is. Flight attendants began asking for medical professionals. Hands shot up. A retired nurse, a doctor, a veteran. Then Emily stood. She didn't announce herself. She walked forward, calm, measured. In the cockpit, she found the captain pale and motionless, the co-pilot gripping the yoke and shaking. Emily calmly stated, "I used to fly. I can help." The co-pilot's eyes searched hers. For the first time, there was a steady hand to follow. Emily clipped into the jump seat, assessed the instruments, and spoke to the co-pilot in short, ordered sentences. Autopilot on. Set altitude hold. Declare medical emergency. Tell me our heading and our fuel. She spoke like someone who had used these words on real nights, in real storms. Her voice anchored the room. As Emily stabilized the plane, a flight attendant relayed a call to air traffic control. "Mayday, Mayday, medical emergency on board. We need priority landing." The controller answered with calm, precise instructions. Emily turned the voice radio to the co-pilot and read the checklist out loud. "Gear down, on approach, flaps 20, speed slow, fuel status." She repeated commands the co-pilot set and read back the numbers to ATC. The co-pilot's hands trembled less with every command. Passengers heard the clipped radio voice, but did not yet know the full story. You could hear the engines hum and feel the slow, steady work of people doing what needed doing. One mind guiding another. The public trust of strangers becoming a chain of action. The captain remained asleep under the light of the panel. The plane made its turn toward the nearest major airport. Controllers holding open runways. Emergency responders on standby. Outside, a pale strip of horizon began to grow. Emily coached the co-pilot through the approach markers, then through the flare. The gentle lift before touchdown. The landing gear settled. The tires kissed the runway with a long, collective exhale from inside the cabin. When the jet rolled to a stop for an instant, no one moved. Then applause rose, spontaneous and enormous, not for a celebrity, but for the quiet hands that helped steer life back into place. Emergency crews rushed in. The captain was tended to, and later diagnosed with a sudden cardiac event. The co-pilot was exhausted, but alive. Emily walked back to her seat, the paperback now forgotten on her lap. A child pressed his face to the window and waved. People cried. Strangers hugged. Later, on the tarmac, the airline crew thanked Emily. She shrugged and said simply, "I did what I could." That line, humble, true, is the same one you hear in many acts of kindness when ordinary people rise. In a single moment, a routine flight became a reminder. Courage does not always look like a medal or a headline. Sometimes it looks like a quiet woman who stands up, remembers what she knows, and helps others breathe again. If this story moved you, subscribe to Echoes of Valor, where we bring the quiet, powerful stories of courage home.